What's up guys, Dave here from Knives, Gadgets, and More, and today we're going to compare two knives. Alright guys, so as you can see here we have the Kizer Sheepdog Mini and the Civivi Mini Bullmastiff. Now let me start off by saying that both of these knives are awesome. I own both, obviously, I bought both, and I really enjoy having both. But we're going to have a little fun today. We're going to compare the two, and then at the very end I'll let you know which of these two is my favorite. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to compare is the blade steel. So let's start with the Mini Sheepdog. The blade steel that you get on this is 154 cm, which is a great blade steel, and it's going to do all the things you need: resist corrosion, take a fine edge, hold its edge well. It's a great steel for a folding knife, and it's going to perform very well in everyday carry cutting tasks. Now with the Civivi Bullmastiff, the blade steel is 9CR 18 MOV, which is also a good steel. It's also going to hold up pretty well, hold an edge well, resist corrosion, and take a good edge. So neither of these two has a bad blade steel, but in this category I am going to give the slight win to the Mini Sheepdog with 154 cm. I think it's a little bit better steel than you get with the Bullmastiff, even though the Bullmastiff steel is also good. So winner here, Mini Sheepdog. Alright, the next thing we're going to compare between these two knives is the blade shape. So obviously these are both mini cleavers, and I love mini cleavers. I have several others aside from these. These two are two of my favorites, but even though they are mini cleavers, they do have completely different blade shapes. You can see with the Kizer, the blade is very broad down here at the bottom, and it kind of tapers down, getting more narrow toward the end. It does have this little clip right here, comes to a fine point, and overall it does cut well, and I love the look of it. I think it looks cool and unique, and yeah, it's just an awesome little blade. Now I also really like the blade that you get on the Mini Bullmastiff. Now again, it's still a cleaver, but you can see it's more narrow at the base and kind of broadens out toward the top. It does have kind of a fuller here, and it just has a completely different profile. And I also love how unique and cool it looks, just like I do with the Mini Sheepdog. Now, which of these two blade shapes do I think is better? Well, basically I think it's a draw. They're both excellent blade shapes, they're both unique, they're both cool, and they both perform very well when you're cutting things. So, like I said, I like both. I think both look awesome, but let me know in the comments which one you think looks cooler in terms of the blade. Next, let's compare the scales. So with the Mini Sheepdog, we have G10, which is excellent. It does have very good texturing, and it's also fairly thin, which makes this knife awesome to carry around. I can already tell you that. This is a great little cleaver to carry around. Super thin scales, and it just disappears in your pocket because of that. Now, also, it is very comfortable when you hold it. No hot spots, feels great. It's a small grip, but for my size hands, which are kind of, I wear large size gloves, it feels great, and I think the grip is very good. Now the grip on the Civivi is also really good. It's also G10 and has good texturing, and it really feels awesome in your hand. No hot spots again, no issues there, very comfortable. On top of that, it is also pretty thin, and this knife does carry very well, I can tell you that. And you can see that the edges are kind of, what's that called, chamfered, whereas the edges on the handle on the Sheepdog don't really do that. And I actually like that little chamfering right there. It adds a nice touch, it makes it look cool, and I think it does make it just a little bit more comfortable. So when we're comparing the handles of these two, I'm gonna give the win to the Mini Bullmastiff because I like the chamfering, and I'm probably biased because I like the cool blue on it just a little bit better than I like the black on the Mini Sheepdog. Alright, now let's compare the locking mechanisms. So with the Mini Sheepdog, you can see right here it is a liner lock, and let's close the blade. To deploy the blade on the Sheepdog, all you do is use the flipper, and it's super smooth. It doesn't take too much force, and it really snaps out positively when you do deploy the blade on this knife. So very good deployment, love the flipper, excellent job by Kizer. Let's check wiggle real quick. No wiggle on this knife. Let's check the alignment when it's closed. Looks pretty centered to me. So excellent deployment, excellent locking mechanism on the Civivi Mini Sheepdog. The Mini Bullmastiff is also a liner lock. It also works very well. You close it here, and then you've got a flipper to deploy. Buttery smooth. It does feel different from the Kizer. Even though both are smooth, the Civivi does feel a little bit different. It just rolls out super easily, and honestly it feels great. Let's check to see if there's any wiggle. No wiggle. Let's check the alignment. Looks centered to me. But yeah, the deployment on the Mini Bullmastiff is very, very smooth, and it feels awesome. So when it comes to deployment, both these knives have very smooth deployment. They both have a flipper, but the one I think is just a little bit better for me is going to be the Civivi's deployment. It's just so buttery smooth that I love to fidget with this knife all the time. I could pretty much sit there and do this all day. So yeah, they both have a good deployment, but the Mini Bullmastiff is just a little bit better in my opinion. Now next, let's talk about the clip. So the clip that you get on the Mini Sheepdog is just a standard clip, and it sets you up for tip-up carry, and it's not reversible to the other side. So you're kind of stuck with what you get with the Mini Sheepdog, but it does carry very, very nicely in your pocket. I love carrying this knife around all the time, but truth is you're kind of limited with the clip. Now the clip on the Mini Bullmastiff is a deep carry clip, which is what I prefer because it just hides the knife just a little bit better and sits more comfortably in the pocket. I do also like the cutouts. I think they look cool. They probably save just a tiny bit of weight. It does set you up for tip-up carry, and it is easily swappable to the other side. And yeah, I think it's a great clip. Now let's also check what they look like when they're sitting in your pocket, kind of doing a side-by-side. Alright, the Mini Bullmastiff, the Kizer Mini Sheepdog, and then the Mini Bullmastiff. So as you can see with the standard clip, you've got a little bit of the knife poking up. Maybe that's a big deal to you, maybe it's not. It's not a big deal to me, but it is something to be aware of. And then with the Civivi, you've got that deep carry clip, so the knife just disappears. Both these knives are very, very comfortable. I have carried both of them extensively, and I enjoy carrying both of them. But there's kind of the difference right there. The clip looks different, and this one's a deep carry clip, and this one is not. Now let's also compare the size just a little bit. So both of these knives are the mini versions. And like I told you guys before, there's just something I love about a mini cleaver. I just think they're super cool. But anyway, you could see that when the blade is closed, the Mini Sheepdog is quite a bit smaller than the Mini Bullmastiff. And that's something that you will notice when you're carrying them around. That does make the Sheepdog Mini super convenient to carry around. I will tell you, I probably carry this knife more than I do this one because I love just how small it is and just how easy it is to throw in your pocket and forget about it and then take it out whenever you need it. Now that being said, the Mini Bullmastiff is not a large knife. It's just kind of a standard size. It is called the Mini, but it's kind of a standard size in my opinion, and I think it's a great size. It does carry very well in your pocket, and I have and do carry this knife all the time. Not quite as much as I do with this one, but this is a great knife to carry around too. Now let's deploy the blades and compare overall length. Okay, so like I said guys, the Kizer Mini Sheepdog is much smaller than the Mini Bullmastiff from Civivi. You can see there's like a whole inch difference when when we're looking at overall length. You do have a much smaller handle on the Kizer compared to the Civivi, and I'd say that the blade is just a little bit smaller, but it is smaller as well. So if you're looking for a more compact knife, then the winner in this category is definitely going to be the Kizer Sheepdog Mini. Alright, so with all of that said, let's talk about which of these two knives I like better. Well, that's a super tough question, but I am going to give you an answer. Before I do that, I just want to make it very clear that I love both of these knives. I bought both of them with my own money, and I'm happy that I did buy both of them, because they're both freaking awesome. That being said, my favorite out of the two is probably the Civivi Mini Bullmastiff. Why is it my favorite? I think it comes down to two reasons for me. The first reason, I think I just like the overall look of this blade and knife a little bit better than I do the Sheepdog, even though I think the Sheepdog looks super cool and unique as well. But I also slightly prefer the way the blade deploys on this knife. And that's something I told you earlier. That's not to take away from the Kizer, because the deployment on this knife is excellent. It's super smooth and it snaps out positively, and it's fun to fidget with as well. But that being said, there is something different about the Civivi. There's an extra level of smoothness, an extra level of swing and butteriness. I don't know what it is, but for me, I like the feel of deploying the Civivi just a little bit better, and that really draws me to this knife. So my pick out of the two is the Civivi Mini Bullmastiff. I do love both knives, but that's just my opinion, and I want you to let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. Now, if you're looking at either of these two knives and you want to pick one up, I will leave links in the description below. Those are affiliate links and they do help out the channel if you use them. But other than that, let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next video. See ya.